They're mad. Oh my gosh. MTG Twitter is a absolute rage storm of players, and they are not happy. They are not happy about an announcement today that Wizards just can't seem to stop. But we should have seen it coming. We saw it coming here on this channel. We made a video telling you all about it when it was leaked. People are mad about Jumpstart Historic Horizons. They shared more details. Let's get into it. What is MTG Arena's Jumpstart Historic Horizons? New, powerful cards. Period. It's intense. It's like they're going for real intense here. Look, my mouse can't even highlight. What's going on? Why can't my mouse highlight anything? It like froze the page. New, powerful cards designed for digital mechanics. Designed for digital mechanics. Magic depth that reaches beyond the tabletop experience. It's all here. So, designed for digital mechanics. They revealed what these are. And if you're looking for the what the heck is this video, we're going to talk about the designed for digital mechanics. Is Magic becoming Hearthstone? Why are people so upset about it? And it's all coming with Jumpstart Historic Horizons. So arriving August 12th on MTG Arena, JHH adds hundreds of cards from Modern Horizons 2, and 31 new to Magic. We knew about that. We saw that leaked article. But these cards feature mechanics made for MTG Arena, extending on what's possible with digital play. Here's the first ability, Seek. Powerful tutors grab a random card from your deck that matches specific criteria. No shuffling, no time spent looking for options. It just grabs a card that works out of your deck and the game keeps moving. So one of these that we've seen so far, it says it seeks a creature type that matches a creature with a type that matches the most prevalent creature type in your deck. So this creature would enter the battlefield, and if you were a goblin deck, it would grab a random goblin and put it into your hand. And yeah, no search, no decision, no shuffling. It does cut down on time. You've seen stuff like this if you've played other games. Perpetually. Permanently change the characteristics of a card no matter where it goes afterwards, taking advantage of the ability to alter cards no matter where they go during gameplay. Powerful benefits and unique changes and strategies found nowhere else in Magic. So, an example of this would be a card that perpetually gives a creature first strike. Now, usually, something like this is an aura or an equipment, or they gain it till end of turn or until a certain card leaves the battlefield. And if you phase the card out, blink the card, if it dies and you return it to the battlefield from the graveyard, it would no longer have first strike. With this ability, you permanently change the card itself. It has first strike no matter this card, this specific instance of the card has first strike no matter what happens in the rest of the game. That means that if you play another copy of the card, it doesn't have first strike, but this one does. So then if you have two of them in your graveyard, you want to, of course, pick the one that perpetually gained first strike to get back with your reanimation spell. These are examples of ways that this works, and it's very unique because it doesn't just have to give it an ability. It can give it not just a keyword, it can give it a line of text. What if we somehow made something perpetually into an agent of treachery, but it was like a one-mana creature, like a sanitarium skeleton that you could return to your hand from the graveyard and play over and over, and every time you played it, it had the agent of treachery ETB. You know, something like that sounds absolutely wild. Put that on a gutter bones, right? Oh my god. Anyway, Conjure. Conjure creates cards out of thin air as digital object that acts just like a normal card would. Powerful spells and artifacts can conjure up iconic, powerful, or useful cards, from Tropical Island, Stormfront Pegasus to Ponder, and more. So imagine you had a card. Some of these cards are just too powerful, right? Tropical Island. This is an old card, and it taps for a green or a blue. But imagine there was an artifact, and you play it, and it's like the classic artifact, right? 3 mana, you play it, then for 3 mana you tap it, and it conjures a Tropical Island into your hand. There's nothing that's broken about that. Tropical Island isn't a legal Magic card in the format. You can't put it in your deck, but you can have it created into your hand with an artifact. And then that play is legal. And it acts just like a card because in digital, what's the difference between a card and a token, really? When a token goes to the graveyard, it gets exiled. This is a card. It is now in play, is now part of the game. Can't do that in paper. It would just be weird. but in digital makes a lot of sense. Stormfront Pegasus is a 2/1 flyer. Imagine that you could also just randomly get a 2/1 flyer. Ponder, one of the greatest, like cantrip, kind of look at your top 3 cards of all time. Imagine that you could create that, like maybe you had a creature, and every time it attacked, you conjured a Ponder into your hand, right? That would be kind of an interesting card. Maybe that's a 3-mana 2/1 flyer you'd be interested in, whereas normally a card like that is hard to balance. All right, you can craft all these cards with wild cards. Yay. Or you get them by opening packets of Jumpstart Historic Horizons events. Boo. 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 I hate like using the Jumpstart events to acquire cards. I just want to be able to buy packs. Why can't we buy packs? Why can't we go in the store and buy packs? It especially sucks, again, I said in the last video, whale problems. It really sucks when you've already collected most of a set and you know that your rare slot is going to be mostly gems, because that's what happens when your rares overflow and you've collected every rare in the set. It really sucks when you're just buying huge packs full of gems for wild cards. But that's what it's going to take to collect Jumpstart Historic Horizons if you want to do that. Or you just have to register in the events. Maybe I'll try playing it and see if it's fun, but for the most part I want to get the wild cards and I want to craft the cards because I want to play constructed, because that's what I like to play. So this acquisition model is gross. It's also only available the 12th through the 9th if you want to play it, so there's that. All right, now they showed off the animated packet. We got to look at this in the last video that I made about the announcement, when we got the preview to the announcement, and it did reveal some new cards. So here are some of the digital only cards. These will not exist in paper. And again, we'll get to why that makes people angry in a minute. Ethereal Grasp is 2 and a blue to tap target creature, and it perpetually gains. This creature doesn't untap during your untap step. 8 mana, untap this creature. So kind of a 3-mana murder for blue, because you just tap the thing forever. And of course, when they get to 8 mana, they get it back, but only for a turn. Seems pretty legit at common, doesn't it? But here's the fun one. Tome of the Infinite is 2 blue rare, legendary artifact for a blue and a tap. So a pretty low price, actually. Conjure a random card from Tome of the Infinite's spellbook into your hand. It perpetually gains. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast a spell. What the heck is Tome of the Infinite spellbook? Well, digital only card. It comes with special rules. There is just a group of cards linked to this card, and you get one of them at random when you activate it. What are those cards? Well, they give us a little list to help you. Light of Hope, for you Life Gain fans. Swords to Plowshares. It was banned, but now you kind of sneak it into the format this way. Force Spike. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. Ponder, as just mentioned. Dark Ritual, too good for historic, was banned, but there you go. You might get one here. Duress. Assault Strobe. Target creature gains double strike. That one's kind of an out of nowhere. Lightning Bolt. Note that Assault Strobe is a sorcery, one of the weirder double strike gainers in the world. But Lightning frickin' Bolt. Fog, the original Fog, just 1 mana. Fog. Giant Growth. Weird, right? Getting one of these, at first you're like, that's broken. But think about it. How do you build a deck that takes advantage of all of these cards? You're playing a control deck and you got a Giant Growth. You're playing a creature deck and you got Dark Ritual when you don't have anything expensive to use the mana on. I don't know, man. Force Spike late in the game. Pretty bad hit most of the time because the opponent can probably pay for it. Also, I believe that it conjures to your hand without revealing it. Therefore, the opponent doesn't know what you got. But they know it's one of these, right? And if they can piece it together, that's got to be a bit of a disadvantage. Anyway, pretty interesting. They've got a card gallery they want us to go check out, which of what's revealed so far. And then it says here in the gallery what is in the spell book. I'm sure it will also say in some kind of reminder text on the card. And it's got this randomness where even if you choose to open the specific pack, you don't necessarily get Tome of the Infinite. You get Ethereal Grasp most of the time. 1 out of 3 times you get Tome of the Infinite. So if your plan was, I'm going to play Jumpstart and I'm going to go get Tome of the Infinite, and you buy this packet, you probably won't. Nice. That's got to be a fun way to acquire the cards, doesn't it? It adds some RNG to your gameplay and makes it a little more interesting at the cost of making the acquisition model just a little bit worse. Let's also talk about why people are so mad. People are saying that these digital-only cards that use digital-only mechanics burn the bridge for historic being a paper format, if people ever wanted to host paper historic formats. That's true. If these cards are relevant to the format, you cannot play the same format in paper. That is completely legit. And I can see why some people would be frustrated about that. From a Wizard standpoint, what they're going to say is this was designed to be a digital format, and that's the bottom line. And it is in every way. Unfortunately, for those of us who share the previous viewpoint, it is 100% their digital format, and they get to do what they want with it. The only time they almost crossed a line and pretty much had the people rioting to the point that they had to change it was when they were going to charge double wild cards to craft historic cards. Thank God that's not the case. But even given that, the other reason people are outraged is the economy, the acquisition model, how expensive this is going to be. And yeah, Magic's an expensive game, guys. There's no way around it. I always come across as unsympathetic to this. I've definitely known what it's like to not have money and be addicted to Magic. I was addicted at this game since I was 12. Didn't have a wealthy family. My mom was working like 2 jobs to take care of my sister and I. My allowance, I remember, was $10 a week. And the only way I got it was by doing about 10 hours of chores, about $1 an hour. And I worked my butt off to travel and play Magic competitively and get the cards I needed. So I am sympathetic. I've worked really hard to keep Magic in my life. It is an expensive game. It is a freaking expensive game, so I feel you. But I'm also going to say that if you really want to play it and you really want to do these things, the best solution, quite honestly, is to go get money. This skill will help you in life too. I know that that's not feasible for everybody in every situation, but vast majority of you keyboard warriors, you'd be well served to go figure out how to get yourself better paid and then play Magic. It is more fun with more cards. I can't lie. All right, that's going to conclude this video on potentially a controversial subject. It is amazing to see all the anger out there over Jumpstart Historic Horizons. I am personally excited to see what these cards bring and to see how they impact the historic format and possibly show them off on my channel, give you guys some sweet entertainment. Even if you don't want to craft them, maybe you can hang out with me and enjoy seeing how it all plays out. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next one. You're cool.